right. It's week 3 of Train to Premiere. I'm so excited, and I'm hiding my lovely face today because I'm on vacation in Mexico and I'm not wearing any makeup and I'm not really doing my hair. So you guys get to listen to the soothing sound of my voice. So, and we're going to go over the guide together so that this is what you'll be looking at. But I just have to tell you that I am so grateful that I hung in there with this business when it was hard. And I still hang in there when it's hard. I still have things that make me want to go crawl in bed and not want to get out. I have people that get frustrated with me. I have no shows to classes. I have, people cancel LRPs. I have builders quit. I have things happen just like you do too. And what I realize is that I can keep going, or I can let other people and other situations dictate my success. And I refuse to do that. I'm moving forward because I want to control my destiny. And I'm so grateful that I've stuck in there with it, because here I am on a vacation with my 2 girls. I've got a cute little 4-year-old Hazel and 7-year-old Sadie, and it's been so much fun to be with them. And it's fun to go and do fun things like swimming with dolphins, and we swam with the manatee today, manatee. And we have just had a great time. And it's been so much fun that because I stuck in there with it when it was hard, I've created like a massive income for my family. So hang in there, guys. You guys are doing so great. And now we're going to talk about the present section of the Train to Premiere or Grow to Premiere. Now, I realize that you guys, obviously, if you are a solid elite, you are solid on how to teach a class, because obviously you've done several of them. But I think it's really good to brush up on your skills. And we're going to go through pages 12 through 17 of the guide this week. And then you're watching the videos on presenting. So you're going to talk about how to prepare a class host, because one thing that you really want to focus on is don't focus on inviting people to your classes and only having it be your classes, because after a while it gets harder and harder to get people to come to your classes because you've invited everybody that you know. So my tip for me that I want to share is that if I have somebody that's interested in oils, and I actually have 2 people set up for one-on-ones next week, is I set them up for one-on-ones, because if they're interested and I don't have my own personal class set up, I do a one-on-one with them right away. And then I focus on having classes with hosts, people who are going to invite their circle of influence, or the people that their people to class. So if I have personal people, yes, I do classes, but I prefer one-on-ones. And then I have people host classes. So you're going to talk about or really learn some good tips for preparing your hosts. You're also going to fine-tune your skills on presenting a class, but you also want to make sure that you're presenting the business opportunity. If you are not presenting the business opportunity, people may not know that this is a really great business. And you want to learn about other ways to present. You also want to improve your presenting skills, and you want to learn how to book classes from classes. So I'm going to go to page 12 of this. Now, this is a really good checklist of things that you'll want to go over with your host. One thing that I do is I book a lot of classes for my lifestyle overview. Anybody that enrolls with me gets a lifestyle overview. And I would tell you that I do a lifestyle overview with probably 80% of the people that I enroll, 8 out of 10. In fact, I just enrolled 12 people I've enrolled 13 people between the beginning of January and the middle of March. And there have been 2 who did not allow me to do a wellness consult with them or a lifestyle overview, even though I tried. But I was really pretty proud of myself that I've had 11 wellness or lifestyle overviews. Now, at that lifestyle overview, at the end of it, I always say, I'm sure that you've been sitting there thinking about people who would love to learn about these oils, and I think it'd be great if you did a class. I know you mentioned you wanted to get a diffuser, and I know those are a little bit expensive, and you just purchased oils. So what if I give you a diffuser and you have a few of your friends over to learn about these oils? Works like a charm. In fact, I actually could have more classes booked than I currently do. I have a lot of traveling going on, but I need to, at the end of next week when I get back, I need to get all my April classes planned. And I have several people who have told me that they would host classes for me and that they would like to host. Now, obviously, if they've reached out, I've set it up right then and there. Some I need to do some following up with, but I have a lot of classes that I could get scheduled right now. And those are just based off doing my lifestyle overviews, which are huge. Now, you want to make sure that your host is prepared, and this whole handout will help them with that. Now, one thing I always like to stress to my people hosting is don't worry about creating a perfect event. We don't have to have perfect food. We don't have to have perfect handouts. we need to have a good time now. Like, I'm more interested in them being there and present than worrying about if the food is absolutely perfect or making sure everything is just perfect. So I always like to go over with them that any class that I teach for them is I'm grateful for it and I'm excited for it. I expect people to cancel. I expect people to text them 5 minutes before and say they're not coming. And I always like to prepare them for that so that when it happens, they're not feeling frazzled and stressed out. So I would encourage you to really look through page 12. And I would also encourage you to really look through page 13. This will help you learn to teach about the business opportunity that doTERRA has. Now, the more confident you are in a business opportunity, the more that you will be able to attract good builders, because they're going to want to hitch their wagon to yours. They're going to want to hitch their wagon to yours when they see where you're going with this. So this walks you through exactly how to present the business opportunity. Now, I would invite you to always share that this is a business whenever you teach a class. I don't ever mention much, but I always say, look, this is an awesome business opportunity. And I am always looking for people who want to come and do this with me. In fact, I'm looking for people who are looking for me. Maybe you're like I was 5 years ago, wondering how you're going to pay to go out to eat or how you're going to handle any unexpected or upcoming bill. And this doTERRA is an answer for that. Because seriously, I think about my life 5 years ago, and I cannot even believe that I'm now, literally money is not a stress for my husband and I at all, because we do very well financially. And I really want to help other people that are looking for me to be successful like I have. So if that interests you or appeals to you, I would love to chat with you after. So I'll just say something simple like that. Now, once you do talk to them about the business, I really do like to use the build guide. And this really breaks down how to go through the build guide. And I would invite you to go through the build guide again and become familiar with it, and find somebody to say, hey, look, I would like a chance to go over this business opportunity with you. Would you be willing to just listen to me? I'd like to share with you why I think doTERRA is incredible and why I think it would be a good fit for you. I just need a few people that will let me practice on them and just practice it. And if the person ends up being interested in the business, that's a bonus. But always put out there that you're looking for business builders, because it's amazing what you will attract. Now, there are different options for presentations. Now, I have people reach out to me that say, hey, I want to buy a bottle of lemon. That's always hard for me, because I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, I could sell a bottle of lemon out of my stock for $10 and woohoo, that doesn't really do anything for me. Or I could sell at retail. But again, I'm really not interested in making $2.50 off a bottle of lemon. I want them to get a wholesale account. So, but I don't necessarily have a class coming up. So how can I get the oils, get this person started with oils? So I've used three-way calls, can be huge. I don't use those as much for my personal self anymore, but I am involved with them quite frequently. Sending them to my website. You guys are welcome to send your people to my website and let them know. Come back and talk to me when you're done watching it. Doing a virtual presentation through Zoom or Skype. I've done a million of those, and then doing a one-on-one. I do one-on-ones all the time. In fact, I'm in the process of trying to set up another one-on-one for next week with somebody who wants to buy a bottle of Balance, because I don't want to just send them a bottle of Balance. I would like to get them enrolled in doTERRA so that they can use all of our oils. And you know what's so cool? It's an ER doctor. I'm so excited about it. So anyway, this just walks through different ways of presenting. And you want to be flexible and not always just stuck to, it has to be a class. Like, if you can, do a one-on-one. Get on a three-way call. Do a virtual class. Do an online one that's already recorded. Or attend an event with them if you've got one in an area, or if there's one coming up in your area. Now, there is some good tips on teaching a class. If you find yourself not really getting enrollments and people are piecemealing orders together instead of doing kits, I would really go over this and figure out why that's happening. Because I will tell you, most classes, I don't really ever have retail. I mean, sometimes I do, but I sell kits. I enroll with kits. And I get people, I don't have people very often just getting a couple of things here and there. People are typically getting kits. And if that's not happening for you, I would really hone in on what's going on with your class and fine tune the skills. And I would also figure out what's holding you back. Now, I love this troubleshooting section on the bottom of 15, because it will talk about the things that might come up that prevent people from enrolling. So I think these are really great things to go over. Now, if you want to enroll people with bigger kits, here is a really great page to help you figure out how to get people doing bigger kits. It's so important to never sell from your own pocket. So if you're feeling like, oh, if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't get this kit, I'd get this kit. You have to stop those thoughts and realize you don't know their circumstances as well as you may think. A lot of times you think you do and you really don't. So I would recommend talking about the value of the bigger kits, and this gives you some tips on that. And then booking classes from classes. Now I mentioned that I have been booking a ton of classes from my lifestyle overviews. I get tons. Now, I also like to book classes from classes, and I love that it says set your intention. In fact, I always think, and I always have that intention set when I do a wellness overview or a lifestyle overview. I want to have a class booked at the end of it. I have my intention set for that, and it's amazing of how many times that ends up happening. So do the same thing when you're teaching your classes. I have a cute little builder that does something called Let's Make a Deal. She brings gifts she brings a bunch of gifts. She'll have like a bottle of On Guard. She'll have a tube of toothpaste. She'll have a chapstick. She'll have a wide variety of gifts. And she has each one of them written out on a piece of paper, and she puts them in a blank envelope. So people have no idea. And she says, okay, we're going to play Let's Make a Deal. Excuse me. And if you're willing to book a class tonight, you're going to take this envelope with you, and you are going to take home a gift tonight just for booking a class. And she gets classes booked right then and there. Anytime somebody says they're interested in hosting, I like to say, great, when should we do it? And I throw dates out. So booking a class from a class is huge. You can also have a gift like a diffuser and say anybody who does a class will be entered to win the diffuser. You could give everybody a booking gift, like so Let's Make a Deal, or you could give everybody a certain gift for booking. But there's a lot of really great things. And I will tell you, booking classes from classes is absolutely vital in moving forward in your business. Because if you are not, it is going to be hard to keep your business up if you are constantly trying to find your own hosts yourself. But if you can book classes from your classes, that's absolutely huge. So this will give you some tips on that as well. So this whole week is on presenting. So you're going to watch some videos on presenting, and I want you guys to really focus on getting classes set up for the following month. Schedule it out, figure out like a fun theme that you can do, find people who want to host. In fact, I'm going through my list and thinking of people that I know would be willing to host. And I do, for me, I like to cap my classes. I like to do 4 to 8 classes a month. More than that, I find myself like I'm speaking gibberish. And I don't mind doing 8 classes a month, but that's kind of my max before I'm like, I am teaching so many. Now, I don't mind doing tons of one-on-ones. So get your classes set up. And if you're in a real push phase of your business where you're trying to hit a rank, or if you're trying to hit Premier so that you can get that bonus, you're going to want to do all the classes that you need to be doing. And what's great is when you get your builders hosting or teaching on their own as well, because you're like, wow, I have so many classes. I remember I don't remember if I was a silver or a gold, but I was so excited because I figured I had between 30 and 40 classes going on in my leg that month. And I was just so excited about it. Now I couldn't even tell you how many classes I have going on in my leg because it's a lot. It's hundreds, which is incredible. So work to get your classes set for the next month and enjoy this. Thank you so much for listening in, and I wish you the best of luck.